6 and Langer down.
And they're off and racing in the William Hill Handicap Hurdle, and a charge towards the first of 11 flights with Wade Out, Favour And Fortune up there, Blenkinsop, Wellington Arch the inside, Reckless Eric, Be Aware not too far away, likewise Tune in a Box. Western Walk just following the first 6 or 7 as they get over number 1, where Manila Missile made quite a significant mistake and was just shuffled back as a result, and now running on towards the second. And it is Wade Out with Blenkinsop on the outside, Steel Ally, Reckless Eric and Wellington Arch the front 5, and they're being followed by Tune in a Box in company with the yellow cap Hansard. Western Walk is following, the outside Beacon Edge, the blue with the yellow star of Favour And Fortune. Ike Sport is in midfield, the 2 shades of blue stripes. Kopeck De Mee is next. Listen to Your Heart, a white jacket well back with stablemate Be Aware. Towards the rear also Tin Tin Tin, a grey with serious operators. Drop towards the back with Manila Missile, Impostoir and Gin Coco the back 2 as the 20 runners make their way around the turn and heading for home for the first time. Wellington Arch and Jonjo Jr. leading to Reckless Eric and Keelan Woods in second, with the early leader Wade Out now in third position. Hugh Nugent and Blenkinsop is on the outside of Steel Ally, the hooped cap Dylan Johnston, with Freddie Mitchell and Hansard next. Helm Vine also in the Noel Feely Racing Silks on the inside of Hansard as they move towards the second flight of the 3 in the home straight. Tune in a Box is following the leaders as they clear that. Western Walk the inside of Favour And Fortune with Beacon Edge, and then Kopeck De Mee settled in midfield by Mark Walsh in company with Ike Sport and Listen to Your Heart and Harry Atkins the outside. Then Tin Tin Tin, Be Aware is held up towards the back as they jump. What will be the last next time around? Reckless Eric was quite scruffy over it. The back 4, Gin Coco, Serious Operator, Impostoir and Manila Missile as they head down the run-in and coming up towards the winning line with a circuit to go in the William Hill Handicap Hurdle. And Wellington Arch is leading. Reckless Eric and Hansard are sharing second at the moment. Steel Ally just next. Wade Out dropping to 5th. Helm Vine the inside. Blenkinsop is keeping wide, has just lost a few positions. Favour And Fortune, Tune in a Box and Western Walk next, followed by Kopeck De Mee. In between Listen to Your Heart and Ike Sport. Just in front of those is Beacon Edge. And the back 6 or 7, Be Aware, Tin Tin Tin, Gin Coco, and also Impostoir, Serious Operator and Manila Missile just about last of all. The 20 of them separated by 12 to 15 lengths. The first hurdle in the back straight, Wellington Arch is over it in front. They're now coming through where they started. Wellington Arch to Reckless Eric, Hansard the inside, and then Wade Out under Sean Bowen. Keeping a little wider still is Blenkinsop. Tune in a Box, Favour And Fortune as they come to the next. Wellington Arch went through it. Slight mistake came from a Helm Vine at that as they now run on towards the final one in the back straight. Flight number 8 of the 11. Wellington Arch still to Reckless Eric and Hansard. Wellington Arch, Reckless Eric, another slight mistake. Hansard the inside. Favour And Fortune is following under Tom Cannon, the Hemmings Racing Silk. Steel Ally the outer. Wider still is Wade Out. Then Listen to Your Heart, Beacon Edge, Kopeck De Mee and Western Walk. Blenkinsop has lost several places on the outer of Tin Tin Tin. Be Aware, Harry Skelton hasn't tried to make a move just yet. The blue jacket with a white star, Gin Coco chased along. Impostoir passing a couple of horses for the first time. Ike Sport still well back. Manila Missile and Serious Operator the best turned out winner, the back 2, as they are now turning for home. Wellington Arch is leading. In second is stablemate Reckless Eric. Hansard is in third. To the outside is Wade Out. Still going nicely is Favour And Fortune, and so is Helm Vine, the Alan King pair as they come towards 3 out. Wellington Arch in front of Reckless Eric. They are followed then by Hansard, Helm Vine to the outside, Wade Out, Favour And Fortune driven. Kopeck De Mee still held together in about 8th place at the second last. Wellington Arch from in second. Hansard, here's Favour And Fortune now trying to run down Wellington Arch. Wade Out, Kopeck De Mee is passing horses. Impostoir staying playing onto the outside, but they haven't got to Wellington Arch, who's clear by 3 or 4. The final flight, Wellington Arch over. He's 5 clear of Favour And Fortune. Kopeck De Mee is now running into second place. Ampos Trois going into 4th. Wellington Arch with the advantage here. Half a furlong to go as Kopeck De Mee eats into the leader's lead. As they run to the line, Wellington Arch, Kopeck De Mee flying. Wellington Arch made it. Wellington Arch held on from in second, Kopeck De Mee, Favour And Fortune third, then Ampos Trois and Ike Sport.
What a brave performance from Wellington Arch. 10 stone 6 joint bottom weight here for the O'Neills, all the O'Neills. Jonjo Senior, Junior and AJ has made just about every yard here, despite kicking a couple of hurdles clean out of the ground. He's held on grimly. Well, that's what Kopeck De Mee's made of, but he's probably made of a lot more. It wasn't a perfect run through, and he's got within a head of winning here. Back in third, the Scottish champion hurdle winner Favour And Fortune, back under his favoured conditions, an excellent run, and a long way back in fourth to Ampos Trois. Fifth was Ike Sport, about whom we heard beforehand, and sixth was weighed out ahead of Helmvine in seventh. But victory goes the way of the O'Neills and Wellington Arch. Fine performance.
Absolutely, what a ride as well by Jonjo O'Neill Jr. I think he got the tactics spot on here. He jumped and went forward on a horse that's been a front runner in the past, but he's only taken on this trip for the very second time. A novice who's got ultimately very consistent form in the book, but with that featherweight on his back, I think he's just timed it to perfection.
Now, just track the run through of the runner up, the chestnut, the second JP Silks. Mark Walsh was going so well, and then he wasn't perfectly fluent to Outmark, and he kind of had to get after him a bit more.
He did, and just had to weave his way around, weighed out really, and Favour And Fortune, but he still must have 4 or 5 lengths at least to make up at the final hurdle, and then his stamina starts to kick in. He makes inroad. You wonder for a split second halfway up the running, well, it might just reel in the winner who'd set sail for home. He virtually made all the running, but that's much more like it from Kopeck De Mee. That's why he was so well fancied at Cheltenham.
Yeah, a big reputation at Cheltenham, but we know he's much better than that. Closing and closing all the way to the line.
Do you think if he'd been a little slicker 2 out, he'd have won?
Possibly. Possibly. So I think it's a learning curve with this horse as well, because obviously we knew at Cheltenham he'd done so much wrong and completely weakened, but this is much better.
Wellington Arch it is that wins. He wasn't great there, but he was great at the finish, to the delight of Jonjo O'Neill, no doubt, who is with Rachel.
And he's absolutely made up with that. Well done, Jonjo. Yeah. Did you feel he was going to hang on? Because it was really edge of your seat stuff, wasn't it?
I thought he was going to get caught, really, but lucky enough for us, he hung on well. He did everything right today, he jumped well today, and it all went to plan. So
was this always the plan? Were you always having this race in mind?
We had the race in mind, but we were the last one in, so we were struggling a bit, really, so it was going to be tomorrow in the 2 mile. But sometimes these plans goes right, and that's it, you know, so it was great.
Well, that is it, and he's such a young horse. I mean, so much improvement to come as well. Do you feel that with him?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I think he'll hopefully make up into a nice chaser, you know. But he's done his job today, so we'll enjoy today.
And days like this at Aintree on Ladies' Day Liverpool, it's just magic, isn't it?
And Mike and Mary that owned them, they're quite local, they're Cheshire, so I think it's a bit special for them.
It might be a party tonight?
I'd say there might be a few drinks, all right.
Good chance. And what about tomorrow with Monbeg Genius?
He's in grand form. He could do with rain, as we know, but you know, it's safe ground, so he'll take his chance and hopefully hope for the best. Fingers crossed.
And enjoy the celebrations.
Oh, we'll do that. All right.
Well done.
Thank you. Cheers. Good stuff.
Yeah, well done to Jonjo O'Neill. Monbeg Genius, I think, is kind of an interesting runner in the National. We know he would like more rain, but he's in form.
He is in form. We know about his back form as well, placing a Coral Cup, placing an Ultima behind Corach Rambler, so he certainly wouldn't be without a chance. Should mention the performance there of Impose Trois. He's made up an awful lot of ground, hasn't he? He was ridden a lot more patiently today compared to his run in the Coral Cup last time.
Come from miles back and come wide too, forfeiting ground on this sharp track.
Yes, exactly, and it can be difficult sometimes to come from that far back, but I think he's put in another solid performance. A horse carrying 12 stone, giving a lot of weight away to some of these younger unexposed types, but just picked them up here coming down the home straight. I think Jonjo O'Neill preserved plenty. He held on to what he needed to, even though he didn't get all his hurls perfectly right.
Well, nearly all of Dan Skelton's horses ran really well yesterday without winning. The two here, middling performances.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of Be Aware, what his best trip. I just wonder if 2.5 stretches him a bit. His best performance obviously came in the Greatwood back in November over 2 miles. I just think 2.5 probably stretches his limit here, because he wasn't making up ground, was he, after the last?
But the trainer will be represented by Monbeg Genius in tomorrow's Grand National. The winning rider will be aboard the very well fancied Iroko, the horse who many people believe is the best handicapped horse in the race.